Good morning, students. It gives me great pleasure to talk to students through video presentations like this as usual. The topic which I have chosen today is increasing decreasing function. It is not at all difficult. It is as easy as any other chapter if you are going to be thorough with the basic concepts. Just let me move on to the basic rules behind this particular topic. Okay, just listen carefully. If I am given a function y is equal to f, just listen. As x keeps on increasing, the value of y is also increasing. I mean to say, such a function is an increasing function. How do we express in mathematics? If x1 greater than x2 implies f of x1 also greater than f of x2 for any two x1 comma x2 element of any two x1 comma, this is comma, okay, for any two x1 comma x2 for any two x1 comma x2 element of domain of f. I mean to say it is an increasing function. Even we can call it as strictly increasing, or you can even say x1 less than x2 implies f of x1 less than f of x2. Doesn't matter, it's only notation x1 or x2, its suffixes vary. It makes no difference. Okay. Now, I repeat, if x1 greater than x2 implies f of x1 greater than f of x2 for any two x1 comma x2 element of domain of f, or less than, the inequality should be carried over as it is. In such case, I need to say it is strictly increasing. If x1 greater than x2 implies f of x1 greater than or equal to f of x2, okay, for any two x1 comma x2 element of domain f, I mean to say the function is increasing but not strictly increasing. That's the meaning. Okay, when x increases, y is also increasing. Therefore, graph will move like this. Okay, the graph will move from bottom to top. Okay, that's the meaning. Similarly, in the reverse way, if x1 greater than x2 implies f of x1 less than f of x2, the inequality gets changed. For any two x1 comma x2 element of domain of f, the function is said to be strictly decreasing. This symbol we are allowed to use. This symbol is for decreasing, this is for increasing. Okay, it is strictly decreasing. Similarly, if f of x1 greater than x2 implies f of x1 less than or equal to f of x2, I mean to say it is strictly, see, it is not strictly decreasing, it's decreasing but not strictly decreasing. Okay, for any decreasing function, the curve will move like this. Okay, as x increases, y will keep on decreasing. Therefore, the curve will move from top to bottom. Somewhere it will start from somewhere else here and move down. Okay, curve will move downwards, and here the curve will move upwards. Let me just recall, if x1 greater than x2 implies f of x1 greater than f of x2, I mean to say it is strictly increasing. Similarly, if x1 greater than x2 implies f of x1 greater than or equal to f of x2, I mean to say the function is increasing but not strictly increasing. If x1 greater than x2 implies f of x1, the inequality will get changed. F of x1 less than f of x2 for any two x1 x2 element of domain f of supposed to be strictly decreasing. If x1 greater than x2 implies f of x1 less than or equal to f of x2, I mean to say the function is decreasing but not strictly decreasing. Not strictly increasing, decreasing means it will keep moving like this. At some stage, you may get a flat value, then it increases. That's the meaning of increasing but not strictly increasing. Similarly, here it will decrease, you may get equal values, then it will again get decreasing value. That's the meaning. Okay, here it will keep on moving in the same direction. Here it may get equal values at some places, then it will come down. That's the meaning of increasing but not strictly increasing, and decreasing but not strictly decreasing. These are the basic definitions behind that. Just listen carefully. Let me just think about function. I mean, there is a rule to be proved. Okay, a function is strictly increasing, okay, in any domain. It may be a closed interval a comma b, a set of real numbers, whatever it may be. Okay, if f dash of x greater than 0 for every x element of domain of f. Just listen carefully, what do I get? Let me take, let x1 comma x2 element of domain with x1 less than x2. You know very well, by mean value theorem, LMB theorem, you know very well, we have done in one of the videos earlier. Okay, by LMB theorem, we get C element of the domain If it is, let us say, closed interval a comma b, I'll get it to be open interval domain such that, or in between a x1 comma x2 automatically, okay, such that f dash of c is equal to f of x1 x2 minus f of x1 divided by x2 minus x1. Listen carefully, f dash of c greater than 0, it is already given here if the condition is to be followed here. Now for I mean to say f of x2 minus f of x1 by x2 minus x1 greater than 0, which will imply you f of x2 minus f of x1 is also greater than 0, since x2 minus x1 is greater than 0. See here, that is greater than 0. Now for the numerator should also be greater than 0, which implies f of x2 greater than f of x1. Now for x1 less than x2 implies f of x1 less than f of x2. The condition is satisfied. Therefore it becomes automatically an increasing function. Therefore, for any function to be strictly increasing, f dash of x should be greater than 0. For any function to be strictly decreasing, f dash of x should be less than 0. The same condition will be followed over here. Here what do I get? Denominator is positive. Here f dash of c should be less than 0 I will be using. I am not going to write it again, I will just explain easily. Just listen carefully. I use less than 0 condition here. When the denominator is positive, I have to have the numerator to be negative so that the whole fraction to be negative. Therefore, I end up with f of x2 minus f of x1 less than 0. I will get f of x2 less than f of x1. Therefore, it will become a decreasing function. I repeat the whole process. By LMB theorem, if x1, x2 are two functions, you can even say domain or in between the values x1 and x2. Okay, in between the point x1 comma f of x1 and x2 comma f of x2, I will be able to get at least one point c. What is the condition? F dash of c is equal to f of x2 minus f of x1 by x2 minus x1. If f dash of c is greater than 0, this quantity is positive, but denominator is already positive. Therefore, the fraction becomes positive only when numerator is also positive. Therefore, I will get it to be f of x2 minus f of x1 greater than 0, which implies f of x2 greater than f of x1. Therefore, it's automatically end up with is supposed to be an increasing function. Therefore, for a function to be strictly increasing, I will come to the conclusion f dash of x is positive 0. Positive. F dash of x is positive. Okay. Similarly, if it is negative, let us say, if it is less than 0, I will have this to be less than 0. This quantity is less than 0. I am not going to redo again. When the denominator is positive, the fraction will become negative only when numerator is negative. Therefore, numerator becomes negative. Therefore, I will get f of x2 less than f of x1. Therefore, I will end up with x2 greater than x1, but f of x2 less than f of x1 gives you it is a decreasing function. Therefore, the condition for function to be strictly increasing is first derivative is positive for any value in the given domain. Okay, the condition for function to be strictly decreasing, first derivative should be negative for any value in the domain. Then if f dash of x greater than or equal to 0, I'll say it is increasing but not strictly increasing. Similarly, f dash of x less than or equal to 0, I'll say it is decreasing but not strictly decreasing. These are the things you are supposed to, basic things you are supposed to remember. Okay, now first problem under this, okay, show that y is equal to f of x equal to 2x plus 2x square plus 5x, okay, is even say 5x plus 8 is strictly increasing, okay, strictly increasing, okay, without using derivatives. Okay, just listen. Now listen carefully. I mean to say answer y is 2x square plus 5x plus 8. Okay, just listen, or I'll take a linear function, sorry. I'll take a linear function. That is the easiest way to do initially. Okay, let us not go into details of quadratic. Y equal to 2x plus 5 strictly increasing without using derivatives. Okay, just listen. This is 2x plus 5. Now x1 greater than x2, which implies 2x1 greater than 2x2, which implies, just listen, 2x1 plus 5 greater than 2x2 plus 5. This implies f of x1 greater than f of x2. I am able to prove x1 greater than x2 implies f of x1 greater than f of x2. For this is true for any two x1 comma x2 element of the domain. Therefore, the function is strictly increasing automatically. Sorry, I should not have chosen quadratic. In quadratic you may end up with some places will be decreasing, some places will be increasing, some decreasing, something like that. Okay, only linear I should choose. It is not square, it is simply 2x plus 5. Okay, using derivatives if you do, it's very simple. Dy by dx is 2, which is definitely greater than 0. When the derivative is, first derivative is definitely positive, it is strictly increasing. This is the way it's being done. This is the way it is being done. Okay, next, there is one more problem, let us see. Okay, find the intervals at which y is equal to f of x equal to x square plus 4x plus 12 is strictly increasing, comma, strictly decreasing. Listen carefully. Now, y is equal to f of x equal to x square plus 4x plus 12. Now, dy by dx equal to f dash of x equal to 2x plus 4. Now, dy by dx is greater than 0. If it is greater than 0, what do I end up with? I will get it to be 2x plus 4 greater than 0. Implies 2x greater than minus 4. Implies x greater than minus 2. Dy by dx is less than 0. Implies similarly here 2x plus 4 less than 0. 2x is less than minus 4. X less than minus 2. Therefore, the given function is strictly increasing in, what do I get, how do I write this? Minus 2 comma infinity, and is strictly decreasing. How do I write this? Minus infinity comma minus 2. Let me just see how we go about it. Okay, find the intervals at which y equal to f of x is x square plus 4x plus 12 is strictly increasing, strictly decreasing. Now y equal to f of x square plus 4x plus 12. dy by dx is 2x plus 4. Okay, now dy by dx is positive, implies 2x plus 4 is positive. 2x is greater than minus 4, x greater than minus 2. 2x plus 4 less than 0, implies 2x is less than minus 4, x less than minus 2. Now, how do I write it as an interval here? Every real value greater than minus 2. It's written as minus 2 comma infinity. Here it is strictly increasing. Here I write it as minus infinity comma minus 2. For every value below minus 2, minus infinity minus 2 is strictly decreasing. That's the way it's being done. Okay, we'll do some more problems in the next video. Thank you students for patient watching.